welcome to tonight's BB14 recap.
Well, tonight was the live show, so Julie started off with a little recap of her own. Shane didn't use the POV. That's where we left off last time.
So the nominations are still Frank and Kara.
Alright, well, Frank and Willie don't want to break up. Not really. They want to stay together for the kids.
So Willie's like, well, I gotta get the votes to keep you.
Of course. That's how it works.
So Brittany's feeling a little suspicious of Janelle because she's thinking maybe she's working with Dan and she's gonna ditch me.
Yeah, and Brittany tells Willie that she thinks the coaches are coming into the game.
And he's like, what?
Because they got keyholes next to their pictures.
Yeah, so Willie does not like the sound of this because he feels very threatened. So he calls a house meeting without the coaches.
Yeah, and Janelle was all ready to
She's
follow everybody in and not you.
Yeah.
Alright, so
basically at the meeting, Willie's like, don't trust the coaches, F the coaches.
So Will, 1L, gets a little upset, and he's all like, I need a 24-hour break from the game. I would too, after being in there for 2 whole weeks, and then to hear all this BS, and it's been a crazy week.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So then Willie is talking to Frank and Brittany in the HOH room, and he does this little, impression
of Will. Which was not cool
Frank
at all.
And Brittany are just like, ah.
They're disgusted.
I would be too.
And Frank tells Joe.
And Joe tells Will.
And then all hell breaks loose.
Everyone is crap-talking Willie while he's up in his ivory HOH tower.
He's a freaking homophobic douchebag.
Yeah, so then Frank and Willie have a bit of a shouting match in the backyard. Yo, Frank, why you dragging my name through the mud?
Why you yelling? I'm right next to you.
Frank, I don't like what you're doing, talking about me behind my back to everyone.
Why you gotta be a bully, fool?
I'm not being a bully. I've been trying to save your ass all week.
Well, I don't understand what the hell you have done. Why are you making it all awkward up in here?
Y'all, I'm not gonna make anything awkward. If I want to have a bowl of Fruit Loops, I'm gonna have a bowl of Fruit Loops. If I want to smoke out here, I'm gonna smoke out here.
Eat your stupid Fruit Loops and smoke your dumb cigarettes, fool. What the hell?
I hope your ass goes home. If y'all want to vote for Kara, vote for Kara. And then after all that, Boogie decides to join in. He's like, oh, who died and made you king? Like, why are you trying to tell everyone who to vote for? So it was like, ah.
Basically, it was just like, vote for whoever you want, but vote for whoever I want.
Yeah.
Alright, so Julie checks in live.
Mm-hmm.
And she talks to JoJo. What's the mood in the house?
Oh, Julie, the mood in the house is really weird.
Yeah. And then she asked Ian the same question. No, I'm sorry. She asked, has this lived up to your superfan expectations so far? And he's all like, yes. Alright.
She asks Will to describe in one word the past 13 days.
Oh, goodness. That's 2 words. No,
right.
A lot of people had trouble with the 1-word thing.
I would have said cluster.
Yes.
Okay, same question to Ashley. She says,
Loosey goosey? Is that 2 words?
And then Willie is asked to describe his reign as HOH in 1 word. And he's like, well, Julie, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, 1 word.
Yeah, and then he says extreme, and then he says pressure.
Okay.
Alright, so Boogie, is it harder to be a coach or a player? Well, Julie. No, this is Boogie. Well, Julie, I never really was a player because someone carried me the entire time that I won.
Yeah, so he said coach.
Coach.
Alright, it's time for the 2 nominees to plead to the rest of their housemates
And yeah,
to why
should they stay? So Frank is all like, I fought hard, I'll protect you.
And then he takes a dig at Willie and he's like, bullying is not okay.
Yeah. And then Kara says, guys, you should just all play as individuals and see what's best for you.
Alright, time for the vote.
And why is Joe wearing his chef suit as clothes?
I don't know. But anyway, Kara was evicted by a vote of 5 to 3.
Alright, so she joins Julie out in the real world again, and Julie's all like, why were you evicted? And she was like, I think a lot of people were scared. No, she said, were people scared of Dan? No.
Yeah, they are.
Why would anybody be scared of Dan?
Because he's such a good player.
But he's only got 2 peeps left, and now he's got 1.
Alright. So...
Well, she says she's shy. That's why I took my clothes off, to try and get unshy.
Alright. So then she got to see some goodbye messages from the other house guests.
And one of the weirdest ones was Joe. He went into this crazy-ass rant.
About how she's not playing the game, and that's why she had to go, and how she should go back to modeling.
Naked modeling.
And then Shane had his own weirdness. He kept saying, I'm gonna miss those legs.
Weird. And then Hugh Hefner tweeted, go, Kara.
It didn't help.
No.
So we get a little flashback, and we find out that the house guests have been summoned to the living room
By an alarm.
throughout the night, and they had to watch these clips that had to do with today's HOH competition.
There was a chunky cat burglar who was pretty clumsy and sloppy, and they had to pay attention to what he was doing. And, you know, several times during the night there was an alarm. They had to run in there and be like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
So it's called Big Brother Break-In, and Shane was out first.
Yeah, they were asked questions that had to do with the videos and, like, what the burglar was taking, what he was wearing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it came down to Will and Frank.
That was crazy. And Frank pulled it out of his anus and won.
That's right.
Oh! I was waiting for Willie to jump in the bushes and start crying like Rachel Riley.
He probably did.
I think so. He was pacing around like a caged tiger. Alright, so Julie says, alright guys, after this next commercial break, we're going to come back and tell you something that's going to twist the game up even more for the coaches.
So the twist this week, she didn't really, I don't know if she said if it was this week only or every week. But
Yeah, I'm not
the
sure
coach
about that.
who wins the coach challenge can either keep one of their own players safe, or they can trade one of their players for someone else, but they
Not
cannot.
the head of household.
Yes.
So we'll see how that affects the game.
Should be interesting.
No! Alright. We'll see. Till next time, much love.